The one more rep rule that killed my addictions and helped rebuild my mind. Because I'm not exaggerating when I say this rule saved my actual life, fully changed my life for the better. Because every time I wanted to roll up, sniff something, crack open a can or eat some rubbish food or just escape from myself, I told myself, just do one more rep first, one push-up, one kettlebell swing, one jumping squat, it doesn't matter, one round of shadow boxing around my living room. And that one rep turned into a routine, and that routine turns into pride, and that pride kills the cravings because you think, I'm actually building some momentum here. I don't want to ruin that by getting on the bag or on the beers. And if you're a man who's tired of being stuck in that self-destructive loop, but you still feel like something's got a hold on you, stick with me for the next 5 minutes, because I'm going to show you how one simple mental switch flipped changed the whole game for me. And just so you know, if this hits home, I've got a free guide called the Limitless Man Blueprint. It will help you create the same shift in your own life. You can DM me Limitless, grab the link, it's in the description of this video, comment on the video. So let's break it all down. Here's the problem. Most of us were trapped in that reactive cycle instead of a creative cycle. We're reactive. So when the stress hits, we want to escape. When the boredom hits, we want to escape. When the loneliness hits, we want to escape. We don't even think anymore. We just reach for the drink, the smoke, the sniff, the hit, because that was me every single day. But what I created was this reflex rule, the one more rep rule. Whenever I felt the urge to escape, I replaced it with a rep. Just one rep. And I promise you, it sounds too simple to work, but it's powerful because it interrupts the loop and it starts to build momentum. And when you feel that momentum kicking in, you feel powerful. So instead of giving in, I confronted, I moved my body, I stayed present, and I stacked a win. Once you start stacking wins, you feel like a winner because you are winning. The key here isn't about becoming a gym freak or an athlete overnight. It's about reclaiming control of the most important thing you've got, which is your mind. Because that one rep reminds you, you're not a slave, you're not helpless. You're a man with power, and you can be creative instead of reactive. Because this rule didn't just kill my cravings, it started to help me rebuild my identity. Because every rep you do in place of self-destruction is casting a vote for the man that you want to become. You can't just stop smoking, vaping, sniffing, drinking alcohol and just expect to feel fulfilled straight away, because there's still that empty gap in your life. You've got to build something in its place, and the one more rep mindset genuinely helps you to do that. And I used it during my darkest moments, and I can't believe it worked. But when my nose was bleeding and I couldn't barely breathe from what I've been sniffing up there, when my mum was crying because she thought I was going to die, when I was robbing people and committing crimes to fund a fake lifestyle, it turns out I didn't need a therapist. I just needed a way to start winning again. And then once I start winning, keep winning. And that's how it all started. So every time the devil whispers, you need that high, you need that fix, you need that burger, you need that sniff, I whispered to myself, one more rep. And every rep was a middle finger to the old version of me. And here's how you can start using this today. You've got to learn to know your triggers, know yourself. Self-awareness is key. So get honest about what sets you off. Is it loneliness, stress, Friday nights, message from that group chat? Because awareness is the power. Decide your default ref, keep it simple. It could be press-ups, jumping, squats, shadow boxing, anything physical. It doesn't have to be intense. It just has to be automatic, something you can get up and do quickly. Link it to the urge. So next time the craving hits, say out loud, not today, I'm going to do one more rep instead. And if you do the one more rep and want to do more, brilliant. Start to build a streak, track it, brag to yourself, be proud of each moment you choose strength over sedation, reward the wins. Journal how it felt, meditate on it, say thank you to yourself for making a change. Start building gratitude into your heart and into the grind, because it doesn't just fight addiction, it builds discipline, and it gives you instant power when your brain's screaming for a fix. Because you don't beat addiction by talking about change for 10 years, you beat it by taking back your power, one single rep at a time. Because you don't need more coping mechanisms, you need momentum. You need to build a mindset that says, I refuse to run from discomfort, I'll meet it head on with movement and action, and with the man that I'm building. So if this resonated with you and you're serious about building a life that makes addiction irrelevant because you're too much of a winner, grab the Limitless Man Blueprint. It's in the bio, it's in the description, it's free, it's real, and it'll give you the exact framework I use to get out of hell. And drop a comment on this video if you tried something like this, or you've got any questions, or you want to challenge something I've said. I reply to every single comment. And remember, the version of you that wins is not built in comfort, it's built with one rep at a time. So let's get to work. Drop down and give me a press up or a jumping squat or a sit up or just something. Let's go.